Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today is a special video. It's the historic Brawl day, of course, so this is a highlight from a previous Twitch stream where I played against viewers like yourself over on twitch.tv/SuperMadLad, so hit the follow button over there, link in the description, if you want to have a chance of playing against me in the future, since it seems to be the only way historic Brawl can be played. Wizards, please. Please. Anyway, today we're going to be showcasing probably one of my favorite decks that came from that stream, which is going to be our mystery deck of the day. It was actually a Keruga, the Macro Sage deck. So this one, usually when it comes to Kiora, you want to be doing like big dumb green creatures, and that's kind of how it is. It's usually Simic ramp. We are kind of ramping, but we're ramping for a different reason in this deck. So this thing has the ability to untap target permanents, so we've got lots of mana rocks, things like Firemind's Vessel and Hedron Archive, all of which untap for multiple pieces of mana. We also have Lotus Field in here as well, which taps for 3 mana, so Kiora can tap a permanent, and then we untap it with Kiora's loyalty ability to generate mana. We also have the Gilded Lotus as well, which generates 3 mana, which allows us then to play big dumb things. However, we're not doing big dumb creatures, we're actually kind of doing big dumb card draw spells in a lot of ways, because this deck is actually a mill deck. We're built around Teferi's Tutelage and Psychic Corrosion, so these both are worded roughly the same. 3 mana enchantments. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent mills 2 cards. The difference between the Tutelage is this one has an enters the battlefield ability of drawing and discarding, just for that extra guaranteed value, because without that, in modern style of design, it's unplayable. If it doesn't do something immediately, why are you using it? We also have things like New Horizons and Gift of Paradise. We can attach these to our lands as well for that untap ability as well. So we can tap them for 2, untap them, tap them for 2. You know, the usual thing. But yeah, we're essentially a mill deck, so what we want to be doing is getting down to Teferi's Tutelage or Psychic Corrosion, and then drawing as many cards as we want, or as we can. And, you know, this is where Keruga, the Macro Sage, as our companion comes into play, because it is a 5-mana 5/4. The deck building restriction of this one is that we can't play cards with converted mana cost 3 or less, or 2 or less, should I say, unless they're land cards. So anything 3 or greater is allowed in the deck, everything else is illegal. Anyway, and then when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater. So we're hopefully going to be trying to draw a ton of cards off of Keruga entering the battlefield while we have a Tutelage or a Corrosion in play, and that's going to allow us to mill a ton of lands right off the top. We also have things like Gadwick as well. We can pay X to draw X cards. We've got things like Seagate Restoration over on the top end. 7 mana to draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1, and then you have no maximum hand size. Also pretty awesome. Orrery is another one of those mana rocks for Kiora. You can tap it, untap it. You can also pay 5 to draw 2 cards off of it. Maximum. But yeah, that's essentially most of the deck. As far as defending ourselves is concerned, we have a little bit of life gain with things like Uro, the odd blocker here and there, but as you may tell, we've got 8 creatures in this deck, so Kiora's draw trigger isn't really going to be going off all that much. Most of the creatures in this deck are either card draw based or they're ramp based, so things like Beanstalk Giant is actually only in here for the Fertile Footsteps side of things. Nyx Bloom Ancient is only in here to generate extra mana. It's not actually in here to actually close out the game. We even have Nether Hall, which is only in here to draw cards. So, you know, it's that kind of style of gameplay where it's more of a spell-slinging deck than it is a creature Hulk Smash kind of deck. We do have Jace, Wielder of Mysteries in the deck. Since we do draw a lot of cards, we are at risk of decking ourselves from time to time, or if our opponent is running some sort of graveyard shuffling, things like Gaia's Blessing, then we can go for the alternative win con of decking ourselves instead. So Jace has a passive that says if you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. It also has card draw, mill, and more card draw attached to it, so it's pretty cool. On top of that, there's one thing you may notice in the 7-drop slot. We have Nexus of Fate. This is typically banned in Historic Brawl, but I don't agree with the banning, to be honest. I think if anyone actually played Historic Brawl, they would realize that a singleton Nexus isn't actually a problem. So we have house bans on my channel, on my stream. There's a fair few things, like you may notice there's no Ugin. Ugin's banned. Nexus of Fate is on the unbanned list. It's probably the only one. No, we've got Ruined Halo on the unbanned list as well, because nobody ever played that in the time that it was released on Arena between that and getting banned. So I unbanned it, and nothing bad has happened since that happened. Same thing for Nexus of Fate. We also have Discontinuity as well. Another extra turn effect, however, this one is an extra turn effect in a weird roundabout fashion. It ends the turn, and then it exiles itself as well as everything on the stack. So it can also be a counter spell on top of the end turn effect, or the extra turn effect, as it were. You're just going to end your opponent's turn at 6 mana, essentially. But yeah, as far as defending ourselves is concerned, we've got Whelming Wave to return all creatures, we've got River's Rebuke to return all permanents our opponents control, and we've got Flood of Tears to bounce all non-land permanents, and then if we have 4 or more non-tokens, we get to put something back into play. So maybe we can Flood of Tears, bounce everything back, and then play Nyx Bloom Ancient. Excess mana gets tripled, and then we can replay our hand while our opponent kind of stumbles for a little while. But yeah, that is essentially the deck. I think it will explain itself as we go along. If you do enjoy the content and you want to see more of it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as well. Leave a comment down below what you think of the deck. And yeah, let's get to it, shall we? This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, this hand is real bad. This is a thing. Alright. Okay. Okay. Thoughtseize, oh my god. Now then. Yeah, it goes after the only card worth taking, I think, in that hand. Let's go Fable Passage and crack. It's exclamation point house bans, Zemedeus. I probably should have it as bans. Bans just seems better, to be honest. But Cimeres made it, so blame Cimeres. Also, where is Cimeres? He said Strem in the Discord, and like usual, when he says Strem, he never turns up to it. There we go. Yeah, I mean, there are a few hose bans, but I don't know if in the middle of, you know, the cold season, there's really going to be that many hose bans. What am I doing here? There's an Ozolith. That's very interesting. I don't quite have an answer to that. I'm just going to play this tapped. I imagine I'll have to do that anyway. Gideon Blackblades. Gideon Jura, at your service. A-do-do-do, let's play the forest. We'll play this guy, Clave Relic. He also said Strem, not Strim. Yep, another crime against humanity. There's a lender. Alright. I should probably talk through what Elender is for those who don't know and have not seen this card in a while. It is a 4-mana 1/1. Whenever another creature dies, you put a 1/1 counter on Elender the Dusk Rose. When Elender dies, you make X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is Elender's power. It also has lifelink and has been given indestructible by Gideon, but no longer. There we go. Let's play the Gilded Lotus here, I suppose. This is 5 right now. I don't think we play Kiara into this. She's basically free off the Gilded Lotus right now, but I don't think that really matters. Although we can actually do Kiara Untap Gilded Lotus and then put Keruga in the hand? That's not bad. Even if she died now, we'd still be getting reasonable value off of that. Okay. She's going down to 2.
Prepare for battle.
Prepare for battle. Bajuka Bog. Eats my graveyards. I don't think I have graveyard synergy off the top of my head. I've got an Uro. I guess that kind of matters. Alright, so from here we are going to tap, untap,
The ocean surges life.
play Nexus of Fate. Take an extra 10. And let's play Keruga. So we draw a card and then we draw... Is it other cards? So it'd be draw 3 here. Dang it. Aggro mauling. Okay. Still get a nice refill though. So let's play Lithoform Engine. Don't know how this is going to work again. So we're going to Kiora, targeting the Gilded Lotus, putting her in the command zone, triggering and copying. So we untap the Gilded Lotus,
Let's get moved.
tap it for green, untap it, tap it for blue.
And grows.
Play Elder GG, I think. Actually, hang on. If we played this, we'd have 1 mana minus 4 mana. Yeah, well, actually, we'll play Kiora. Let's take full control off. It didn't work how I expected it to, but... Untap Gilded Lotus, play Elder Gargaroth, draw, play Evolving Wilds, crack it. The Jaded Druid, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. And then play Champion of Wits. Still haven't really found the thing that this deck is based around, but I'm sure we'll get there in due time.
Not on my watch.
I refuse to stream, that's why he never turns up. It would make so much sense. Alright, getting rid of the Gilded Lotus. It's very mean,
Darkness be gone.
but acceptable. It was my way of massively generating mana. Alright, draw cards. Oh yeah, we're pretty much on wrap-up duty at the moment, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to be, yeah, closing off the final sections. Ooh, the Ozolith gets a loyalty counter
Stew a mighty.
on a lender. That seems like a thing. We will chomp. Yeah, when Caladus Remaster comes around, we'll be doing some shenanigans, don't you worry. Alright, so we get Firemine's Vessel. I can copy this. Is that worth doing? Probably not, right? Probably not. Untap Firemine's Vessel.
Love to make a splash.
Wonderful River's Rebuke. Send it all back. Reset that Alenda. Archon of Emeria. Oh boy. Unfortunately for us, we have the answer to that.
The ocean surges.
Vivian Reed. Destroy the flyer.
See if you're worthy. Get that out of here.
And then we will... I guess we can pass the turn here, actually. Play a land. Let's just pass. Chandra, Gearhulk, Stovin, probably most exciting things. There's a lot of janky cards that I am very excited to get my hands on. Also... Alright, so Sorin can put a lender into play. With the -3, unless they got a better vampire. Nope. Okay. So we're going to Illumination and copy it. We're going to draw 4 cards. Nice. 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 Okay. We want to do this, right? But not in the way it wants me to do it. There we go. Like that. Yeah. Nyxbloom Ancient. I could have actually copied that with Lithoform Engine, couldn't I? That would have been spicy. Maybe I should have. Alright, Temple, look at the top. Even though this is a sequencing error, because I plan on doing this. Let's go green, blue. Green, blue. Nexus, copied, take 2 extra turns. Yeah, we're actually a mill deck. It might not appear it, but we're a mill deck. I just couldn't get to any of my mill cards up until Jace Wielder of Mysteries. But, yeah. Simic Control, I guess, is what you could call that. Tom and Jank, I know. Unheard of. I see Spike Day today. I don't know about Spike Day. The first 2 a little bit spiky, admittedly. I don't know about this one. Alright, Yarok. Yeah, we could have done, I suppose. I do only have like half an hour left of the stream, though. So I just kind of need to work through the list as we go. I imagine the final part of the list will actually lead up straight to that half an hour mark. We're going to keep this hand. It's pretty decent. Got the archive as well for Kiora. Yeah, part of the reason I wanted to keep this deck a little bit hush-hush before like showcasing it today was mostly because I think it can get easily metagamed. If somebody wants to play Torbran against me, it will be a non-game, and I can almost guarantee that. Alright. But Yarok? I don't know. Yarok's a weird one. There's a Fibble Flip. Okay, that's not bad. These don't really stack. Not in the way you'd like. So I think we're just going to Gift of Paradise up a Forest here, so we can do maybe more with our turn next turn. Oh, for sure, but I don't know if Kiora's tier when it comes to a spells list where you're only running like 8 creatures and at least half of them are just straight up actually glorified spells. If I played this here, I would have 3 mana. I could generate a little bit more. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Untap the forest.
Let's get moving.
I think we're going with a tutelage and getting that going now. Now, enchantment removal against tutelage as well could be kind of miserable. Time will tell on that one. I'm just going to get rid of New Horizons here, I think. I believe I put Midnight Clock in this deck. So we could always get back our tutelages and our corrosions if they did have, like, Thrashing Brontodon. Play a land for the turn. So let's see if they've got the mana for a turn 5 Yarok. Thassa for Fibblethip. Very nice. That's pretty good. Coming at me. Alright. I'm not overly sure of the true potential of this deck either. I don't know if it has, like, potential to do kind of infinite shenanigans. I know I've got Nexus of Fate in the deck. The reason being was I expected to draw pretty much my entire deck, so I'd need, like, one card left so I don't deck myself. That's kind of the reasoning for that card existing in this list. 2, 3, yeah, we'll do this. Play the archive. Untap the archive.
And grows.
Play Firemine's Vessel. Big mana. We're getting there. So now if they did have, like, Thrashing Brontodons, kind of insulated in that sense, with our excess mana rocks right now. Gonti Flickers they're a thing. I think it's too late for that card to take something that will end the game. They could take our Nexus of Fate if they ever found it, I suppose. Alright, changing gears towards Kiora.
Making me crabby.
And then Flicker's Gonti. I guess we've also got to be careful about self-milling ourselves, because we do have 4 mana Jace, but if they take it and we go for that plan, we could be in deep doo-doo. That's a good card.
Nature flows with vigor.
So let's play Patient Rebuilding. Is it worth it to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Wondering if it's worth it to use this in response to this. I'm not sure it is. Then we'll just go with an Uro here. Draw a couple of cards. Put a land into play. Because now we can just put Keruga into our hands. Is this a land? It is a land. Oh my. Alright, tap land, go. Could keep that as well to find Nyx Bloom Ancient. Again, that's the reasoning for that card existing in this deck. So Keruga is currently a... Well, with Kiora almost certainly dying here, it's a draw 4. City's Blessing for the Archer Araska. Got this treasure map close to flipping as well, which could be good for them. I don't know. They might not want to draw all their cards, since milling is kind of my goal. Massacre Worm and a Rebirth. Goodbye, Kiora. I saw your Fibblethip as you left. And then we're going to flicker the Gonti. Oh boy. This is, yeah, this is my Champion of Wits, isn't it? Alright, so we mill and draw a card for each land, so hit one there. Mill again. Field of the Dead in the trash, probably good for us. Confounding Conundrum. Interesting. Alright, so we want to do... I think we just want to play Keruga. See where we go from there. Those are good cards. Got a deck together. Nice. And Fizzlesparks giving in. I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we also had River's Rebuke on their permanents as well. Just to clean it up. Oh, there's only 15 cards left in the deck as well. Good lord. I didn't realise we'd gone that far, to be honest. This deck's cute. Ooh, Nyambe. Nice. Okay, this one actually has lands in it, so we can play Magic. We're going to keep this one. Jared gets a game if he's still here. I'll accept that. I think put anything that we're not going to be playing in the next several turns. Should probably go to the bottom. Tap land go. So Zemedeus is playing Nyambe, Esteemed Speaker. Azorius 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, you gain life equal to its converted mana cost. You can also discard legendaries to draw 2 cards, which I'm assuming is the play around, build around style of Zemedeus' deck. So I'm expecting kind of tempo legendaries, something of that sort at least. Where do we want to go with this? Should we just get Midnight Clock going? Yeah, let's just get Midnight Clock. Ah, butt plug kisses for everyone. Altar of the Pantheon still allows Nyambe to flash in then, after that. Also hold up and counter magic, so that's something to keep in mind. Got Thornwood Falls for our turn. Do we want to play around counter magic? I guess we could. Yeah, we just play the Firemind's Vessel. Kind of care if it gets countered. Also kind of don't. Cavalier of Dawn gets rid of my Firemind's Vessel. If Maelstrom Pulse was Rexage, I still didn't draw it regardless. Yeah, that's fair enough. Alright, so we're gonna go Hedron Archive. Get another Mana Rock into play. We'll play Champion. See if we can get some better cards. I mean, it's fine. I'll get rid of that one. Get rid of Bond of Insight, I suppose, as well. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down there, Golem. Alright, Nyambe has returned, allowing the Cavalier of Dawn to be bounced back to hand, gaining them 5 life. And then Cavalier comes down to kill my Hedron Archive. Fair enough. That's a thing. What are we doing with all this? I was hoping to do this on the turn, but that hasn't come to pass. The Cavalier of Dawns are very annoying. We don't really have a good way of dealing with them. So I think I just want to make my land drop for the turn, because I haven't done that in a while. Hmm. 2, 3, 2. Let's play Lithoform Engine. And then pass. I imagine Midnight Clock is soon to be a reasonable target for Zemedeus to want to take out. Can't really stop them right now. May be able to in the future, though. Flood of Tears. Oh my. Okay. And then they had 4 permanents, so they can put a Cavalier into play. Alright. So we know they're gonna, like, eventually start bouncing with Niambi. I think we're just gonna replay all the stuff out as we were. Nah, then. Get rid of you and you, I think. Kind of at that point. I don't know how effective this is going to be, but it's still a pretty good card nonetheless. Okay, getting in for 4. We shall allow it. I suspect this is going to be a long game. That's not bad. Is that where we want to be? I think so. Let's try and kick the Skyclave Relic. It'll make several copies. Short of them having River's Rebuke, then it's a fine turn at least. We'll pass, maybe block with the Cavalier, undecided. We've got Niambi bounce on Cavalier, but we've got the Mana Rocks now, so just getting rid of 1 is not necessarily that bad. They're also indestructible as well, by the way. But, you know, Midnight Clock's target number 1, I think, before Skyclave Relic anyway. Exclusion Mage, bounce Champion of Wits. Okay. And hit me for 4. Lumbering Battlement now then. That's a thing. I wonder if there's a way we can punish that with this. I imagine there is. So let's tap this, play this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we've got plenty of mana now.
You look like lunch.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can untap the Midnight Clock, put Keruga in my hand, and then pass. Opponent goes with a Thassa. I actually should have done this, I think, in response. Yeah, that was a major punt. I'm going to try and end the turn, which ends combat. They could have at any point had a counter spell and it doesn't really matter, but still. Punt nonetheless. It's going to go after my Midnight Clock and give me a 3/3. Looks like the turn's coming to an end, though. Yep. Alright. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with Nyxbloom Ancient here to triple all of our mana sources. Drawing a card off of that. That's what we're looking for. Teferi's Tutelage. Bounces my Nyxbloom Ancient. Okay, I'm going to float my Mana Rocks. I'm going to get some decent mana in play in response to that. So we could replay it if we want. We know that it's going to get flickered with Cavalier of Dawn, so it's not necessarily the card that we want anyway. I'm just going to get rid of a land here. Mill them for 2. Narset's Reversal. Very nice. Do get to draw an extra card off of doing this, so I guess we should. Let's go Champion of Wits. Draw 2. Well, discard them again. Mill for 4. 40 cards. Very sweet deck, by the way, Zemadeus. Let's go with Keruga, I think. Hang on. Could Nyxbloom into Keruga. Yeah, I guess that's worthwhile. Draw a card off of that. Trigger Tutelage. Untap a Relic, which produces 3 mana. I guess if they've got a bounce spell again, we get punished by doing this. I should have sequenced this better and tapped my Kiora. Untapped with my Kiora first to play around that. Let's go Keruga. And see if we can draw 1,000,000 cards. Looks like we can. Drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards here. Milling 16. It's literally the only card in your deck I didn't want to see this game. Which one, the Tutelage or the Nyxbloom? Because the Tutelage I have multiple effects of, technically. Yeah, I've got Psychic Corrosion and Tutelage. Most of the point of this deck is to find it, so I would personally hope that I would at some point find a card like that. You also have Patient Rebuilding, another mill card as well. Alright, so I think the damage is done. Let's get rid of you, and you. And you as well, I suppose. Time Wipe, nice. I think with the amount of cards they have left, it shouldn't really matter that they're getting rid of Tutelage here. Yeah, flicker the Cav, kill the Kiora.
Don't press me too much.
Put her in the command zone. Alright, so play the Rivulet. And take an extra turn. Take this turn to Uro. And pass. Look at the all-powerful Nexus of Fate. It was an Uro. Guess we should have Ageless Insighted first. 24 cards. It's tough to know what I should do here, actually, with the Cavalier constantly flickering. I don't know if it's correct to do this. Let's just do Champion of Wits, I suppose. See if we can find our Psychic Corrosion. Oh my god. Do you have a mana cost? It has no mana cost, alright. Answers that question. So you're a Thriving Isle. Lotus Fields. Sack. Vantress. And Seagate Restoration? I suppose. And then pass, getting rid of 17 cards. This is never triggering because of Cavalier. Don't need this. Don't need that. Probably don't need that. Okay. Got 16 cards left. We've both got 16 cards left. Oh my. So I could pivot at any time I like, if I really wanted to. To a different strategy, perhaps. So there's Niambi. Niambi bounces Cavalier. Cavalier can then get rid of Teferi's Ageless Insight if they want. Wrath of God is going to be the choice. Interesting. And then we know their hand, we know they can't play anything. And then this is where we pop off. Drop the base. Alright, from here we're going to go Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. Then we're going to go Thirst for Knowledge, drawing 6. Discard Simic Locket. Millin. No Gaia's Revenge or whatever. Gaia's... Is it Gaia? No, it's not Gaia's Revenge. It's the other one. The one that's not Gaia's Revenge. There's no shuffling into the graveyard. It's basically what I'm getting at. Gaia's Blessing, that's the one. I really should know that card. And then mill. Draw 2. Alright, and that is that. Now we just dump whatever cards we want. 7 cards. Draws for the turn. And that is the game. Damn. GG, Zemedeus. GG. Quite like this deck, actually. I really expected it to be something entirely not what it is. But it's doing alright. The power of Cure, I suppose.